everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts, and in today's video I'm going to show you all the different classes of train you can travel on in China. Before we go any further, I think it's best to actually talk about how you actually buy your train tickets in China. There are two main ways to do this. First, you can either use a train booking service like China Highlights or Travel China Guide. These companies will book tickets on your behalf, but they will charge you a fee per ticket. Or the way I would recommend using Trip.com. On Trip.com's website or app, you can easily check your timetables, see prices and book your tickets in whatever class you want. There is also a facility if you're booking your tickets outside of the booking window, for example a month in advance, where you can reserve those seats on Trip.com's website, and then once they become available for general release, Trip.com will snap them up on your behalf. We use Trip.com throughout our travels around China, not just for trains but for accommodation and activities as well, and we have nothing but positive experiences with them. In fact, you can even cancel your tickets before the time of travel for a full refund if your plans change. I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can go to Trip.com's China train booking service, or you can scan the QR code on the screen now and it'll take you directly to there. Anyway, back to the video. So we've just arrived at Beijing West train station. Here's the departure board right behind me. We've spotted our train just by there, the G657 going all the way to Xi'an, departing at 11:41. We've been told we've got to wait in departure room 10, which is right behind us by here. So this is waiting room 10, and that's our train G657. So we've made it into the waiting room. I guess we now just stay here until our train number's called, and then we go through the gates all the way to the train. We're going to the platform. Almost there. We've made it onto the train. We're in coach 4, seats 5A, 5B and 5C. So we're in a row of 3 configuration here. The other side of the aisle is a row of 2. So in second class, you have 3 seats and you have 2 seats. I'll do a proper tour around second class carriage once we set off. There wasn't any luggage storage racks by the doors, so all our cases and bags and everybody else's have to go above the seats. But you can see they can fit full-size suitcases up there, so it wasn't really an issue. Main issue is just trying to find space. Okay, let's do a bit of a seat tour, shall we? So we have got a USB power adapter there. You've got a tray table here, just like an airline. You have a magazine pouch in front of you there. A lot of leg room. You can see there's Matthew's legs, lots of space in front of him. And they do recline quite far. There's Matthew getting ready to go to sleep. Do you want to go for a quick tour? Me too. Okay, do you want to see the toilet facilities? This is the Western toilet. So we have got a sit-down toilet, a sink, some tissues, and some toilet roll. It's a reasonable size. I'm going to say this is a little bit bigger than an airline toilet, but Lots of Tannoy announcements the whole time. So far, since we've departed, it's just been nothing but Tannoy announcements. There hasn't been a spare second without the thing just doing this. I hope it's not going to be like that the whole way. It's quite smooth as well, the train is, so you shouldn't be jumping around while you're doing your business. But that's the Western toilet in second class. And there's also a sink in the corridor as well. Again, doesn't look like there should be some soap, but there isn't. And we've also got a place to get hot and cold water as well. So you find a lot of people bring some noodles onto the train so they can get their hot water from there. And now, do you want to see the Asian squat toilet? Of course you do. So there we go. There's the squat toilet. The bathroom's about the same size as the Western toilet. Same layout. You've got a sink, hand towels. Oh, you got some soap in this one. Didn't have soap in the other one. And again, it's about the same size. Both toilets are the same size. I think I prefer the Western one, but that's just because that's what we used to. So as you can see, this is how second class is configured. There's 2 seats on one side and 3 seats on the other. So a 2 and 3 configuration. And to be honest, for second class, it's still quite roomy and the chairs are quite comfortable as well. And I've found where you can store your luggage as well, but that'll fill up pretty quickly with all the amount of people on here. Now let's go back to the seat. So if you're interested, this is our journey information today. We're in train G657, second class seat, departed Beijing West Station at 11:41, due to arrive in Xi'an at 17:02. We're in carriage 4 and seats 5A, 5B and 5C. So today's journey is going to take around 5 hours, 20 minutes. So it looks like they have people coming around checking tickets as well. So we don't actually have paper tickets, we just use our passports for a ticket. But I just showed her the confirmation on my phone and then she seemed okay with that. She did ask me a question, but I had no idea what she said. So I'm getting sufficient power from this to actually power and charge my phone, which is good. We're going to settle in now for our 5 hour, 20 minute journey all the way to Xi'an. We've got plenty of snacks that we purchased last night. But if a food trolley comes around, we'll probably get a few more. Well, I might as well start snacking. So there are QR codes on the seat handles, and I believe if you scan those, you can order food directly to your seat. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get them to work, so I'll show you what I mean. See, I'm just getting to this forbidden page. I don't know why. I'm able to access all the other websites that are here in China. And now it's time for some raspberry and blueberry Oreos. Never had these before, so let's see what they taste like. What do you think of them, Matthew?
They're better than normal ones.
I think they're better than normal ones as well. I think we should now go and have a look for the restaurant car, don't you? So we do have a selection of food. So we have a selection of meat, some Pringles, some burgers there. Their price are 20 yuan, 100 yuan, 61 yuan for chicken. Got some sweets. So we're currently going 341 kilometers an hour. In every compartment you've got a water dispenser, so you can either have hot water or cold water. So if you want to bring some noodles with you, here's where you can use boiling water to make yourself some food. We've also got a sink in the corridor as well, just to wash your hands after using the bathroom. I have just been searching on my phone, but there's no Wi-Fi on board by the look of it. I don't know if in business class there'll be Wi-Fi. Just in case you're wondering how I actually get the data on my phone during this whole epic China trip,
I actually use Airalo. That's an eSIM that works on my iPhone, but also works on Google Android as well. An eSIM means you don't have to buy a physical SIM card to go into your phone. In the old days, whenever I used to go traveling, especially into Asia, I'd always buy a SIM card, usually at the airport, to put it to my phone so I could get data and calls. Nowadays, though, you don't need to do that. With Airalo, you simply just download the app, pay the fee. So I think for 10 gigs over 30 days here in China was $28 US. And because it's an eSIM, I retain my old telephone number just in case anybody wants to call me. In the old days, when you used to switch out your SIM card for a new one, you wouldn't be able to receive calls on your old phone number. So eSIMs are a lot more convenient. In the app, you could see how much data you're actually downloading. So if you need to top up, that's simple enough. You just do it straight away by the app, pay by PayPal, Apple Pay, etc. I used them last year when I was traveling around Hong Kong, and I can highly recommend them. So far, these 5 days we've had in China, we haven't had any issues whatsoever. And the best thing about using eSIM rather than a local SIM is you get to bypass the Great Firewall of China, which means you'll get to access Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, etc., which you can't do with a Chinese SIM card. And if you're interested in Airalo at all, I've left a link in the description below along with my referral code. So if you click on my link and use my referral code, you'll get $3 off your first purchase. But if you want to save data while you're in hotels and in public Wi-Fi spots, if you use the local Wi-Fi, that means you will not be able to access Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., because you'll have those firewalls in place. So what I've done in that situation, I've downloaded a VPN, and all the usual ones which are promoted everywhere throughout YouTube don't work very well here in China. So I've gone for one called Astral. They're not very well known, but when you search, it looks like they have almost 100% success rate working here in China. But I've used them when we're in the hotels, and I have no issues at all when I just change my servers. So it looks like when I'm on a Chinese Wi-Fi to the internet service provider of that Wi-Fi, it looks like I'm located in the UK. You can switch it out to America or any country you want. There's loads of countries on their servers to look like you're anywhere. So if you want to watch Netflix, no problem. If you want to watch Disney Plus, no problem. If you want to watch BBC iPlayer, no problem at all. So that's Astral VPN. Again, link in the description down below. The overhead display as well is really useful. Gives a lot of information what the temperature is inside, outside, and the most important to me at least is the speed. Current speed 350 kilometers per hour, faster than any trains back home. It's getting warmer. It's saying it's 26 degrees outside. This is interesting. I've just noticed that the lady that works here has got a security camera strapped to her, just like policemen have. I guess this is a good time to tell you guys about my Instagram channel. If you haven't already, you can find me on Instagram at Travelshorts. I post all my photographs from my travels there a lot sooner than these videos appear on YouTube. To accompany this video and all of the videos on our epic China trip, I put together a PDF guide of all the places we've stayed, all the attractions we've visited, and all my hints and tips and tricks as well. There'll be a link in the description down below where you can download it. We've now got about 40 minutes to go before we finally reach Xi'an. It's been a really smooth journey, and it's been quite enjoyable as well. The seats are really comfortable for second class. These are really comfortable, and the recline is great. Lots of leg room, really happy with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, our train will soon arrive at Xi'an railway station.
It's 5 o'clock, and an announcement just came over the tannoy to say we're about to arrive in Xi'an station and to get ready to leave the train, which means we're about 20 minutes ahead of schedule, so that's great, especially seeing that we actually were stuck for about 10 minutes early on, so they must have picked up some speed, and we're here early. We'll see you in the train station. So we've arrived at Xi'an railway station. But first we're going back to the front of the train and take some more photographs. The next class of train we're going to be travelling on here in China is first class. We're here at Chengdu East Railway Station, about to board a train going to Leshan to see the giant Buddha. The journey time is going to be 52 minutes and we're travelling in the first carriage in first class. So this is our gate behind us, A14 and A15. There's a train ahead of us though, so we can't go onto the platform yet. We've got to wait for the train before us to go, which is going at 7:30. Our train is at 7:47. As soon as that train goes, we'll be able to go on down onto the platform and board our train. So the previous train has just departed, so it should be our turn any minute now to go down to the platform. We go to the right-hand side lane because we've got to show our passport, so that's our ticket. Everybody else with a Chinese ID can go through any turnstile. Okay, this is first class seats. There's two together. There's Matthew and Holly. Do you want to show me the leg room? So there's a footrest as well. And quite a lot of room compared with second class, isn't there? So we boarded our train. We're travelling first class today, which means 2 seats and 2 seats rather than 3 seats together like it was in second class for us. Matthew and Holly are together there, and I'm sharing with somebody just by the side of me there. The tickets today were purchased through trip.com. I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can get similar tickets and a direct link to their website. Trip.com are pretty cheap and really convenient when it comes to ordering train tickets in China. You just select which trains you want. If it's before they become available, they reserve them on your behalf, and then when the tickets are released by the Chinese Railway Authority, they purchase them within a few seconds. So they're really convenient, really handy and cost-effective way of getting train tickets to travel around China. If you're interested, the price for these tickets going 52 minutes from Chengdu East to Leshan was £4.66 for children, so that's Matthew and Holly, and £9.32 for me. So the details of our journey today: first stop's going to be Pengshang North at 8:16, and then our stop is going to be Leshan at 8:41. Then it's going pretty far. And there's a radio on board as well if you had some headphones put in. So they've just come round and give us some complimentary drinks, which I'm assuming is an iced tea of some kind, and also a special gift, which is probably snacks, but I'm going to open that now and find out what it is. Let's have a look what's in there. And this is the toilet. It's a Western style toilet. We've got a sink, no smoking, flush. We have arrived at Leshan. Time to get off the train. So there's the train going to its next stop. So you need to scan your ID before leaving the train station. We're going to go in the right-hand lane because they have to manually input the passport numbers of our passports in. The next class of train we're going to be travelling on is the most superior class we can do, and that's business class. We're going to be travelling all the way from here in Chengdu to Guilin. It's about a 5-hour journey. Once we arrived at the station, because we're travelling business class today, we were able to come through the business class entrance to avoid all the standard security, which normally takes quite a while to go through. We're currently in the business class lounge. Our train is going to be in about 30 minutes time. We've got complimentary drinks and snacks, and we're just waiting for our train. So shall we go for a little tour around the business class lounge? Yes, I think we shall. So you've got the board here that says when the departures are. Got a selection of newspapers and magazines. Over here we've got the snack areas. So let's go and have a look what snacks they've got, shall we? We've got a selection of chilled drinks in the fridges, and that's what the area looks like. So here's a selection of snacks and a drink that I've got. Do you carry all your sweets?
Yeah.
So to get on our train, we're actually led there by the stewardess from the business class lounge. So she walks us all the way to the gate, and we go in a priority channel as well through the business class priority channel. Holly's in charge of the passports. Okay, Shishay. Thank you. So it also looks like we get to board the train first as well. So nobody else has come through the gate. It's just us going down the escalator by ourselves. Well, look, even the staff aren't here yet. It looks like this train from Chengdu to Guilin is 8 carriages long.
No.
And ours is the opposite end to where we entered the station. Okay. Oh, thank you. We have made it into the business class cabin. Matthew and Holly are in front of me in seats 1A and 1F, and I am in 2A. Altogether, there's only 6 seats in the business class cabin here on the train from Chengdu to Guilin. Okay, let's have a quick tour around the seat. So let's have a look at the side compartment, shall we? So we've got a plug socket, we've got USBs, section for your headphones if you brought them. Got a light there. We have got earphones in there, earplugs and an eye mask in that box. We have got some wipes in here. We have got the menu. And we have got a newspaper as well. Right in front of it, we've got a selection of snacks and a drink of water. We've got a phone charger there, wireless phone charger. Plug that in. It was working a minute ago. Yeah, it's charging. We have got the recline features of the chair. I'll do that later once we start moving. Over in the front, we have got the TV, which is interactive when you touch it. I'll go through that later. In the feet area here, this is where our blankets and slippers are stored. We've got a blanket. We've got a pair of slippers. And don't know, a bag. So put that back in there. Got a coat hook. And then in the here we've got the tray table. You can also move the headrest up and down depending on your height. And that was a very quick overview of what we've got here. Once we start moving, I'll recline the chair so it's like a bed. And I'll also play about with the touchscreen TV as well to see what's on there. But in the meantime, let's get ready to depart. Current time is 8:15. The train is due to depart at 8:16, so we're going to be leaving in 1 minute. Are you okay, Holly?
Yeah, I tried the bed one and then it was very cool.
Okay, and we're off. So it's departed a few seconds early. It'll be departing at 8:16. That's 8:15. So to accompany our epic China trip series, I've actually created a PDF guide to everything we're doing here in China. So it tells you about the hotels we stayed at, the attractions we visited, the theme parks we visited, everything. It's totally free and you can download it using the link down below in the description. So they've just been around to take our lunch order, which is going to be served about 11:30. I'm going for the curry pork chop with rice. Holly's having chicken and Matthew's having kung pao chicken. Oh, Holly is making use of the bed facility, aren't you? You're just going to laze all the way to Guilin, I think. So let's see what the incline is like to make it into a bed, shall we? See how this goes. Wow, it really is just gone straight vertical. And this is in the bed now. Feels like I'm in a coffin a bit. I've just put the chair into the vertical position. I can lie completely lengthways. There's still plenty of room by my feet. And I think I might go to sleep for a little bit. So this is pretty good. Just position the chair to be in the bed position. There's plenty of space. Do you want to see how much foot room's left after I recline? And they're not my shoes, by the way. They're the slippers that's provided. Tell you what, let's put it into the mid position. You can see the chair moving around. So that's the mid position. So I'm semi-reclined now. And let's go back to the full sitting position. Back to normal now. There's loads of leg room. The chairs are really comfortable as well. It is a great way to travel on these China high-speed railways. Problem is the cost. I don't recall exactly what I paid for this one because I originally wanted to book another train. But I wasn't able to get the tickets in time, even though I'd pre-booked them months ago with a company called Travel China Guide. Literally a few days ago when tickets became available, they said there's none available. We were due to depart just after midday, which meant we could have had a lie-in today. And there was no business class seats on any train leaving this morning from Chengdu to Guilin. So in the end, we had to get tickets from Chengdu all the way to Guangzhou. So I'm paying a lot more than I should be. But I wanted to just at least travel on business class once on this epic China trip. So the only option for us to travel on business class today was pay a lot more than we should have done, because Guangzhou is an additional 4 hours on from Guilin. So traveling from Chengdu to Guangzhou, but getting off halfway in Guilin. So we've got to make sure we get off in the right station. I think it arrives at 1:16, so I'm going to be keeping my eye out, making sure we get out. Otherwise, we're going all the way to Guangzhou, and we don't want to go to Guangzhou. What, Holly?
Happy traveling.
Yeah. Let's have a look what the entertainment is like, shall we? So, currently we're going 243 kilometers an hour. The outside temperature is 17 degrees. Inside temperature is 26 degrees. It's actually quite warm in here. Have a look at the vehicle information, shall we? So here's a map. That's where we are here in the business coach. Just outside we've got our luggage and bathrooms. And we've got first class, and everywhere else is second class. So have a look. Operational information. Well, that is quite handy. It tells you exactly where we are, so I'm going to be watching that for when we get to Guilin. So the first stop is going to be Benixi by the look of it. Oh, look, what else we have got? This is probably... There's all the information about the seat. Demonstration. Let's see what else they've got. Vehicle function. So all these are videos, are they? Yeah. Let's have a look what's in the entertainment section. Although I'm probably not going to understand any of it. It's been a couple of minutes, but it's still loading the entertainment section, so maybe that's offline today. Takes quite a bit of time to go into the full bed recline mode, and there we go. That's full reclined. You can see it from there all the way to there. You can also help yourself to the drinks, which are on the front here. I will get some orange. There's Matthew on his iPad enjoying the journey, and there's Holly enjoying the journey as well. Yeah, enjoying this. Yeah. Oh, that's the cabin. Oh, like I said, there's only 6 seats in here in the business class. Let's put the seat back to normal, shall we? Seat back to normal. The thing has still not loaded, so I'm assuming the entertainment system is down today. So let's just keep it on the map, shall we, so we know where we're going. Weather outside doesn't look the best. It's given rain all day today between Chengdu and Guilin. So once we get to Guilin, don't think we're going to be doing much because it's got thunderstorms there all afternoon. So let's look what we've got in here. Got some biscuits and jam. A wafer. Maybe a cookie of some kind. Something else. They fish. Not sure. And cookies and cream. Let's have a look what's in this little kit, shall we? It's going to be difficult to do with one hand. Okay. So we've got a set of earplugs. We've got an eye mask. and we've got some headphones. So this is the bathroom that's just outside the business class carriage. It's a Western style toilet. There you go. We've got a sink, got some napkins, but we don't have any soap, which we never seem to get soap in these bathrooms on the trains in China for some reason. Okay, and that's it. That's our tour. We've been on board now for almost an hour, which that means we've got 4 hours left. So what I think I'm going to do now is start writing and updating my journal. The whole of this trip, both me and Matthew are writing a travel journal. You can read mine on my website, which is travelshorts.com. It talks about everything we're doing in the day, and it'll be a good accompaniment to these video series that we're doing on our epic China trip. So I've also got all my travel journals from all my travels dating back probably over 30 years on that website. So take a look at it. It's at travelshorts.com. This is probably also a good opportunity to remind you guys that I've got an Instagram, which you can see at Travelshorts. So my Instagram handle is at Travelshorts. I update the photographs and videos regularly on there, far more frequently than YouTube, because these videos take me a long time to edit. What, Ollie?
Bored.
You're bored?
Yeah.
Just relax.
What do you think I've been doing?
Come on, this is nice and comfortable and leisurely. It's not walking round. It's nice to just relax and sit down and do nothing for a couple of hours. You've got your phone? No, there's no internet. So there is no Wi-Fi on board, but I'm able to get internet. Matthew and Holly aren't, so I'm able to get internet through my eSIM from Airalo. They're cookies and cream, Holly.
It says cream egg cookies.
Show me. Cookies, egg, cream. Oh yeah, they do say cookie, cream, egg, cookies. Okay, I thought they were cookies and cream, but they're cream egg. Try them there.
Thank you.
No. So let's try these cookies, shall we? It looks like cookies with jam in the middle, but who knows?
Doesn't it? Well,
So here we go. It's definitely not jam though. Doesn't really have any flavour. No real flavour. So, looking at the packet, looks like it's got red jam in it. Hasn't. Got something in it, but I'm not sure what it is. Thank you, Holly. There's multiple tunnels all the way along on this journey. Keep going for them. Some of them last for a good few minutes, so there must be, well, we're going, what, 250, 260 kilometers per hour. And this one, my ears just popped as well. So some of these tunnels must be a few miles long, because they take a few minutes to go through. A lot of work goes into them. And then we see these kind of just little villages everywhere as well. More tunnels again, but just look at this view here.
So this is Guiyangdong Station. Our station will be Guilin on the next stop in about an hour and a half. Have you just been on your iPad the whole time? Yeah, I've been writing the journal the whole time. I've only done day and a half. So the next station in just over an hour and a half will be Guilin, and that's where we're going to be getting off. Okay, so this is pork cutlet with curry, and I think we also have a soup. Okay, let's do. So this is a pork curried cutlet and some rice. You don't like it? No. So I'll be honest, I think I had the better option out of what Matthew and Holly had. So they had kung pao chicken with rice. I've got the curry pork chop with rice. Mine looks a bit more appetizing than that chicken, if I'm honest. Do you want to try a little bit of mine, Holly? It is awkward to cut chicken through chopsticks, so this pork curried cutlet. I think it's actually been made, maybe microwaved. I think probably just give it a microwave, to be honest. It tastes alright. A bit like airline food, I guess. So let's see what the soup is like, shall we? Just quite a plain broth. I think there's pieces of chicken in there, but I'm not 100% sure. So it looks like you got carrots, spring onions, and bits of chicken. I think that's it. But it tastes reasonable. I don't think Holly and Matthew enjoyed what they had, the kung pao chicken. Rice was okay. Matthew said the rice was okay and it tasted good. He just didn't like the kung pao chicken part of it. It's different than the kung pao chicken we have back home. In fact, they look nothing like the kung pao chicken we have back home, but I guess this is more authentic here. Oh, I also think there's some egg in here as well. Maybe it's like an egg drop soup. Right, all finished. That was okay, nothing special, nothing to write home about, but it filled the gap. Once you take away this tray, I'm just going to sit back and relax for the last hour on business class, because this is the only time on this whole entire trip we're going to be going on business class. So Holly, did you enjoy that? No, not at all. No, I didn't think you would. So that's dinner finished. I'm just sitting here now relaxing, waiting till we get to Guilin. Okay, shall we turn this into a bed? So I've just pressed the button there. Now it's automatically going back. Let's see how long this takes. So this is the second time I've done this now. Or it might be a better view where the camera is up there though. So let's see, I'm going back, further back, further back. In fact, I'm going to put that up there. I'll go further back. Stop. Going back, going back. So I'm almost vertical now. There we go. Nice and comfortable. If this was a longer train, I think I would be going to sleep. But we've just got a little over an hour left until we get to Guilin. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go to sleep on this trip. I think Matthew and Holly went to sleep earlier, just for a short period of time. You didn't go to sleep. I thought you did. Okay, so I'm going to come back up now. So you're going to push that button. And here I come. Coming back up. So it does take a little bit of time to come up and down, but what else are you going to do? Right, I've got to take it. Well, I still think I need to go a bit higher. There we go. I think that'll do.
It's just gone after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which means we've got 10 minutes left to enjoy business class here on this high-speed Chinese train. Shortly, we'll be arriving at Guilin Station, where we're going to be departing this train and heading to our hotel. It's been a really comfortable and really enjoyable journey. I'm so glad I paid the extra to go do this business class. Matthew and Holly have really enjoyed it, although all they've been doing is either on their phone or on their iPads, laid out almost vertically on these chairs, but they are so comfortable and there's so much room. If you have the means, I would recommend it. In fact though, both first class and second class on Chinese trains are very comfortable, so all classes of travel on these trains are fine. But if you just want that extra bit of luxury, I'd recommend this business class. I've actually purchased all my smaller train journeys via trip.com for this trip. It's very easy. You just do it in the app, select a few things, press button, there. Train ticket's done. Really simple. I'll leave a link in the description down below to trip.com's website, so you can click through that and see everything they offer. So they're not just trains, they cover hotels, flights. In fact, I booked a few hotels via them. I also booked our internal flights from Shanghai to Chengdu with trip.com as well. They were the most competitive ones for internal Chinese flights. Again, I'll leave a link in the description to trip.com's website, although trip.com is pretty explanatory, self-explanatory what the address is. So we've made it to Guilin Station 5 hours after departing Chengdu. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the other end of the train because we always like to take our photographs in front of the train. But in this case, it's behind the train. We couldn't go further forward there was a fence. Because we couldn't actually book a ticket directly to Guilin, we had to pay for the entire trip from Chengdu to Guangzhou. One of the guards just chased after me then saying this is the wrong station. I had to explain to him this is the correct station. I just couldn't get a ticket directly to Guilin. And that was it, our train leaving Guilin Station. The next class of train we're going to be taking here in China is a sleeper train from Xi'an Station all the way to Shanghai. So we've made it through security. We're now going to look for where our platform is. So if we head up to the main waiting area, we should find it. There we are, the 124 3B. No, Holly's going to wear the rucksack. Are you going to carry that for the rest of the trip so I don't have to? Really? Oh, you've done it now. You're going to be carrying that for the whole trip. So there's our gate, 3B, and there's a huge queue to go in. We've got to find which side we're on. So we've joined the line. I'm hoping that at the front of this line there's going to be an attendant who can scan our passports, because if you've got a Western passport and not a Chinese ID, they have to physically type in the numbers. And there's usually only one person on duty, either one end or the other. I couldn't see from where I was standing which side they're on, so we're on the right-hand side. Hopefully this is the correct side. Otherwise we're going to be a bit of a pain in the bum and move across the front of everybody to get to the other side once we get there. So this is our train. We made it through the security line where they checked our tickets. We're in the wrong line. We had to go to the other side, as I probably suspected. Here we go. We're going to be in carriage number 10. So that's what we've got to find now. And in carriage 10, we've got our own room, beds 29, 30, 31 and 32. We had a 50-50 chance of going in a certain direction along the train to find out our carriage. Which way do you reckon we went? The correct way or the incorrect way? Yeah, you got that right. Incorrect way. So we're going to head back towards the back of the train now. Like I said, we are carriage 10. You can see these areas here are the sleeping quarters. So that's what ours is going to look like in a minute. And this is going to be our room for the night. Bit cosy.
We'll put the stuff on that then.
Yeah, anyone you want at the moment, Matthew. We made it on board okay. We're just going to put away our stuff, settle down, and I'll give you a quick room tour in a few minutes. When I say a quick room tour, it's going to be a very quick room tour. First of all, I'm just going to see if the cases can fit underneath the beds. Just a bit of a tight fit. Mind your legs up, can go. Yes. Ooh. Yes, cases can fit under the beds. We've also got a big area up there to put stuff as well. But like I said, once we get moving, I'll do a room tour then. And for now, let's close the door. So we've got our own private cabin. Here's Holly trying to climb up onto the top bunk, like the little monkey that she is. You got up there really well, actually, Holly. Well done.
It's the type of stuff I like doing.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew wants to have a look up there as well.
It's not...
All the bed linen is up there. Here he is. Okay, this is our sleeper train from Xi'an to Shanghai. It's D124, and here we go. Here's a quick room tour. So you can close the door, so you have privacy, and you have your own lock as well. So that's handy, so nobody's getting in here. Nice and secure all night. Looking at the controls, it looks like there's an air vent. I've set that to 5. I don't know if that's the coldest or the hottest, so we'll put it on 5 first and see what happens. You've got the volume for the radio there, so you can hear the announcements. Then, what we've got Holly on the bottom bunk, Matthew on the bottom bunk, and you can see we've just set off. So we're just leaving Xi'an railway station now. This is the central railway station. There's also Xi'an North as well, which is a few kilometres on the north side of the city. It's quite late. It's just after 9:15 at night, due to arrive into Shanghai tomorrow afternoon, about 12:30. Anyway, let's carry on with the room tour, shall we? A few places to put, I don't know, your mobile phone, some hooks for jackets there and there. We have a table here where we can have our snacks later. Then looking at the top bunks, got 2 top bunks. They put all the bedding up here for now, so we've got the whole room to ourselves. So even though there's 3 of us, I paid for an additional bunk just so we have a private room. And you couldn't use the same passport number either, so I had to use somebody else's passport number to pay for that extra bunk as well. You can't just do it under one passport for multiple beds. Everything has to be separate. So like I said, here we go. Up here, top bunks. So then we've got above the door and above the hallway area, we've got a place to store our bags. Quite a big space, actually. I think if Holly had a sleeping bag, she could sleep up there. Anyway, that's about it. That's the tour of this room. There's nothing much else I can talk about, really. It's just 4 beds and a table. Oh, yeah, they might not curtains, but they should be. There we go, a blind that comes down. We'll leave it open for now so we can see where we're going. And there's also USB ports each side of the bed. One that side I'm on that side. I can't. Oh, and on the top bunks as well. So there's a total of 8 USB ports in the room. I can't find any standard power supply sockets though. So you can't plug anything in that's not a USB. I've had a good look around. Don't think that. Oh, yes, there is. Underneath the table, there's a standard power supply as well. This is a soft sleeper as well. Hard sleepers don't have doors, and they have 3 beds going each side as well. So it's not very private hard sleeper. I can't recall what I paid for this. In fact, I'll put the price down here now for what I paid. There's Holly climbing back up to her bunk. I think probably in a few minutes, we might just settle in for the night. Do you reckon? Brush our teeth, go to the bathroom, and then just get ready for bed. Not much else to do, really. We're lucky we bought lots of snacks, but I will do a complete tour of the train probably in the morning when it's daylight. I'll go from one end all the way to the other end. We'll have a look through the restaurant car as well. Maybe we can have breakfast there tomorrow, which might be a good idea. Do you think? Yeah. And I think that's it. So we'll be watching this view for a bit, won't we, Holly?
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye, Xi'an. So just a quick tour of what we've got here. We've got a hot and cold water machine here, so you can help yourself to hot and cold water. Hot water is really handy when you want to make some noodles for a snack. You've got the toilet in there, which is currently occupied. Over here, you've got the squat toilet. I don't think we're going to be using that. And you've also got a sink here to wash your hands. 3 sinks. So we'll be coming here shortly to brush our teeth. And you've also got a bin area here as well to throw your rubbish. And this is the crew room. So this is where they stay, I guess, during the journey. Oh, left a right mess. So here is a quick tour of the Western style bathroom. We've got a sit-down toilet. We have got a sink. We've got a mirror. Hello. And we've got some toilet paper there. And that is about it. So outside the rooms as well, there's also these chairs. There's Matthew getting himself ready for bed. We'll bring the other duvets and stuff down in a minute, yeah. Holly's getting her bed ready, so let's put that way. Let's put it this side here. Okay, so you're not, there you go. Coming into our first station. Not sure what this one's called. In fact, I'm not sure what any of the stations are called apart from Xi'an and Shanghai. This is Nanjing Station. So we're leaving Nanjing. Just 2.5 hours to go to get to Shanghai. So I'm just going to go and walk around and explore the train a little bit before we arrive in Shanghai. So these are the corridors next to the bedrooms. You can see they've got seats on the side. That's usually where people who are on the top bunk sit down. So these are the hard sleepers. You can see there's 3 beds above each other and no door as well. So it's a lot less private. If you did want to pay for a bed for the night, you can also just sit in a chair, but I wouldn't fancy doing that for 15 hours. I've just walked from one end of the train to the other just to explore a bit, and there's no sit-down restaurant or a buffet car at all on this one. All there was one little window selling snacks and drinks. I Google translated the menu, but it didn't really come through correctly, so we're not going to get anything to eat on the train, I don't think. We've still got our snacks that we purchased, very healthy, like Lay's crisps shaped like your Pringles. And we'll get something once we arrive in Shanghai. We're an hour and 20 minutes from arriving. The journey last night was really smooth. It wasn't bumpy at all. And we actually had quite a good night's sleep, if I'm honest. I woke up a few times every time we were going into a station. The announcements are very low, so the volume's quite low, so it doesn't really interrupt you if you're sleeping. You pull into the stations really slowly, really quietly. It stops for a couple of minutes, and then it moves on. Bed was really comfortable. Duvet was nice and soft. Pillow was a little hard, if I'm honest. I had a bit of a bad neck this morning. When we did get on the train last night, though, it was really, really hot, and there's no air conditioning. And although there is a thing that you turn for... What does it say on it? Air vent regulating, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. We turned it to 5, didn't do anything. We turned it back down to 1, didn't do anything. So it was extremely hot to begin with. As the night progressed, it did get progressively cooler, which was a good thing. I do think that the Chinese sleep trains, at least this is our only one we've been on so far, are more comfortable than the European ones we went on a couple of years ago. But one benefit that the European ones went on, they did have bathrooms and ensuite. This one hasn't got a bathroom. I believe you can go on a deluxe soft sleeper, which is only 2 beds and a bathroom. And obviously there's 3 of us, so we can't do that. Whereas the European ones, they have 3 beds and a bathroom, which were really useful on our trip a couple of years ago. Hello, Holly. There is quite a lot of room in these little cabins. When you stand up, though, it's a little bit claustrophobic. You see the gap between the 2 beds is pretty slim. But the beds are... No, not for you. But you don't even come this high, though. But they are very comfortable. And it does save the price of a hotel overnight as well by getting a sleeper train. You could take a high-speed train from Xi'an to Shanghai. And I believe that takes between 5 and 6 hours. But we decided we wanted to do the classic route and go on a sleeper train at least once on this China trip, just to say we've experienced all the different classes of trains. We are arriving in Suzhou Station. This is the last station before we get to Shanghai. We have now left Suzhou Station. Next stop, Shanghai. So these are the corridors next to the bedrooms. You can see they've got these stools that you can sit on if you want to look out the window. They're mainly used for people who have top berths but aren't travelling with a family of a group of 4, because if somebody's lying down on the bottom berth, then they've got nowhere to sit, so they come out into the corridor to sit. And it's actually not that bad. It's quite bright in here. It's actually cooler in the corridor as well than the room. It's quite stuffy in the room, if I'm quite honest. It's starting to get quite warm in there again, but I don't want to keep the door open because everybody be staring at us when we go past. There's Holly being a little monkey. Please don't fall, Holly. Yeah, I'll have the last one. You want the last one, Holly? No, I'll have it. Where are we now, Holly?
Oh, Sha thingy.
Where? Sha thingy?
Shanghai.
Yeah. And what we got to do here?
Stop.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Stuff and things. Correct. So that concludes our sleeper train adventure from Xi'an to Shanghai. And if you thought second class, first class, business class, a sleeper train was enough, we've actually got one more bonus way of traveling as well. That's premier class, and that's what we're going to do here from Yangshuo to Guilin. It's only a 20-minute journey. We're going premier class, which is slightly higher than first class. It's not on all the trains. We'll have a look at it when we board now. Future me here, premier class didn't quite go to plan. You'll see what I mean shortly. So the people have started lining up to go to the platform over there. We're just still sitting here for a while. Once the people start moving, we'll go over there, show our passports, go through to the platform and get our train. But until there's any movement, we're just sitting here. So we're in carriage 8, which means we're right at the very back of the train. So we're walking over there now. So this is carriage 8, where it's pretty obvious it's not premier class, it's second class. So Trip.com has got it wrong and put us in the wrong compartment for premier class seats. And Matthew's just by the window. This is only a 20-minute journey, so it doesn't really matter. I think the only additional cost for premier seats was maybe about £2 or £3 each, so it's not breaking the bank. But I would have just liked to have tried premier class seats. So we're on board this train from Yangshuo to Guilin. It's only going to be 20 minutes. There's Holly, she's okay. And you can clearly see this isn't premier class. This is meant to be a step up from first class, but it's just standard second class. So there is premium class. This is where we went to be. You two were there, and I was in that one. Do you want to come in or not? So we found the premium class. It's right at the very end through another door, but there's no point going there now, moving all the cases, because we've literally got 5 minutes left. Oh well, doesn't matter. So for those 4 seconds I filmed premier class, that's what you'll be in premier class. It's right at the very end of the train. I made a big mistake by not going to the end of the thing. So this is carriage 8, and all the seats were second class. Whereas there's another door right at the very end, which I didn't notice when we came on, because I'm a bit worried about Matthew. And it looked like there's, 2, 4, 6 seats in there. Ours was 3A and C and 2F. Although I did notice there was a girl sitting in 2F, so she should have been in that. That was my seat. We're coming into Guilin West Station now. Time to get our bags, get off the train and find somewhere nice and quiet to sit down. So we've arrived at Guilin Station. I can't believe that I missed seeing those premier seats right at the end of the carriage. They were labelled 3, 2 and 1, whereas in carriage 8 there was a 3, 2 and 1 as well. So I think it's an easy to miss. If we went through the very end door, we might have seen it, but because we came at a different angle, we just didn't. So I'm a bit gutted in that. Although there was a woman sitting in my seat, so she was a bit naughty, if I'm honest. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, please think about liking, subscribing and hitting that notification bell button. And check out the rest of the videos on my channel. We've got loads more content from our epic China trip here in China. We've spent 23 days traveling from Beijing in the north all the way to Hong Kong in the south. See you next time. Bye.